Hi, it's Ruth Miller. 66 days to your debut. How can you go from not playing an instrument at all to playing in a band on stage with your own songs that you've written? Well, this is day 2. So even if you haven't got an instrument, you can start writing songs. The idea is it's going to be simple. It's probably not going to sound sophisticated. Maybe you don't want the people that you live with to hear it. Maybe you don't want your neighbours to hear it. But you've got to start somewhere. And so you've got to find a little bit of privacy, a little bit of space and time, or get some tolerant people who don't mind watching and listening to what you're doing to experiment with writing some songs. Now, a song usually has some kind of rhythm. It usually has a vocal melody, which sometimes has lyrics usually. And then there's a backing piece of music. As we're going to go on to learn instruments, hopefully some of you will be learning a drum kit, a bass guitar, an electric guitar, keyboard, as well as singing. But if you've got nothing at all, it doesn't mean that you can't start. You can start today. It's day 2. All I've got at the moment in this room is a plastic box, and in the plastic box are some screws. Yes, it's a little bit like primary school music, but that's how we're going to start. So fashion some kind of instrument that you can tap, shake, or whatever, and experiment with some rhythms on that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, don't be embarrassed. It's the start. Later on, your foot might be doing that on a kick drum. You've got to get that rhythm. You've got to be able to keep it up. Your hand might be doing that on a snare drum. Your hand might be doing that on a hi-hat, which is the 2 cymbals that clash together. All the time you're listening to what you're doing and thinking, do I like it? Does it sound interesting? It's not going to sound brilliant, but something that sounds interesting to you is worth pursuing. So I quite like that fast one. And if you try it, you'll find it's hard to speak and keep the rhythm up. But all of this is really good practice, whether you're going on to play guitar, bass, drums. Getting different hands and feet and mouth to do different things in a song is hard. Now, I haven't got anything to provide a fill-in musical piece like guitar or keyboards. So all this is going to be is a very simple voice and rhythm piece. So what you can do is you can get your voice and your rhythm the same. So if I'm not going to do real words or particularly real tunes at the moment. I'm just going to do speaking. Bop, 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 bop. And what I'm going to do now is do bop, 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 bop. So if you see with my mouth, I'm doing the faster one and I'm doing the slower one here. All of these are really good challenges, whatever instrument you go on to do. Bop, 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 tiddly, bop, 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 bop. And if you're somebody who likes singing, it might come easy to you to have a note that you can sing. Some people have a really high range and they like to sing high note. Bop, 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 bop. Some people have a sort of middle or a lower range. Bop, 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 bop. And instead of saying on one note, you can vary it. You can go up the stairs. Bop, 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 or bop, 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 coming down. All of this you're doing in the privacy of your own room, your own space. And so it might seem ridiculous. It seems ridiculous for me to be doing it here in front of you. But these kind of exercises are really helpful if you've got no money, no apparent way of getting into a band. It works. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'm just going to make up a tune with a faster rhythm. Sounds like America in the 1950s, doesn't it? Now, the music you're going to come out with probably won't sound anything like that, but it's all kind of disciplining your voice. If I wanted to do something a bit more grunge, I might go faster on the rhythm. La, 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 da, 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 ba, ba, da, ba, da. This isn't exactly what you put in front of an audience, but it's a really good way to start trying to evolve what you want to do with the singing voice, what you want to do with your vocal melody, what kind of rhythms you like. If you have got an instrument, I've got a £10 guitar from a charity shop here. If you've never played, don't worry about doing anything correctly to start with. Just explore it and don't be embarrassed, and don't let anybody say to you, oh, it's not in tune, you're not doing it right. It doesn't matter for day 2. And here I'm using the body of the guitar in the same way as I use this. So I'm just using this as a rhythm thing. La da 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 ba 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 ba. I can also explore the strings, and it doesn't matter if they're in tune or not. I can just go. All I'm doing is putting my finger anywhere. I'm not doing it correctly. I'm exploring. I'm seeing what sound I like. And that's for you to do as you're learning. I'm using my fingers to strum the strings here. But just spend a couple of days exploring. Don't feel that you have to learn the notes and do it correctly. Just see what your guitar can do. Put it upside down and play it like a drum. I wouldn't go with doing big whines on there, but it's worth it. It's worth just tuning it down and tuning it up and just seeing the effect it has. It's worth seeing. It's just getting to know what you're working with. We've got plenty more days to learn the other bits. So whatever instrument you've got, even if it's just a plastic box with some nails and screws in it, whether it's a cheap instrument you've got from a charity shop, or something, preferably something that somebody has lent you or given you, take a couple of days to just explore it, and don't be embarrassed about what it sounds like. Don't let either do it where nobody's going to hear and criticize, or if anybody does have a comment, say, this is just the way I'm learning. Give me 66 days and I'll show you what I can do. Good luck, and thank you for watching. I think you should subscribe, but I don't even know how you do it. This is only my second YouTube. So bye from Ruth Miller. Cheers.